Hello, everyone, and welcome to Get Voked.
Oh yeah, what an intro. That was good. Are you by any chance on mute? You are.
I am.
Well said. Well said. There's plenty of time to talk. Got another 50 minutes, 58 minutes to this.
We'll squeeze something in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Get Voked, casual listening podcast anchored in our love of folk music, but with enough slack in the line to drag you kicking and screaming, fisting and fighting into our worlds of Berlin.
Fisting?
Rick and beyond. Like fisting as in using your fist to fight.
No,
I
understand. They're two opposite ends of the spectrum.
That you are fucking
like fisting.
dragging this shit.
I don't think I've ever heard of anything other than fisting being called fisting.
Well, I couldn't think of another thing for kicking and screaming, so I had to make up a new one on the spot. So it became fisting and fighting, which is if I'm using fisting, it's kind of the same thing as fighting. So fisting,
it's not. It's exactly the opposite end of the spectrum, I would say, in terms of interpersonal
I mean,
relationships.
In the attention, I was trying to use fisting, and I was like, sure, I can use like fisting as in, but then I put fighting in as well, which already was in my head the fisting. So now I'm clearly outed in my poor choice with fisting, because if fisting was by itself, I feel like we're going to get a lot of hits at this link, because if the AI picks up on the fisting at the very beginning of the episode, we might get
a lot of use of the word fisting, which, I mean, if you're in a situation where there's fisting involved, it's a very intimate situation, I would say. If you were a fister or fistee, I think you've reached a level of familiarity with the other person that few people would achieve, I would say. Have you ever let somebody fist you?
In the romantic in fights
sense,
before.
not in the aggressive sense.
No. Sorry, I thought again, because like my mind being of
it's full of aggression,
pure blood.
It's just in terms of fighting, whereas I can only think in terms of love.
No. Give them the spiel about where they can find us. How do they find us if they haven't? If you've just stumbled here, we're going to tell you where you are.
Yes, if all of this talk of fisting has somehow whetted your appetite for something else, or indeed for fisting, you can find us on Substack. And you can subscribe to us there as well. You can find us there, and then if you find us there, you're like, how do I keep up to date with all these pair of fisters? You can hit a subscribe button, and that really helps us continue with all the fisting.
Yes. It does
night,
help.
noon, and morning.
It all helps. The downloading, the liking. It all feeds into a graph that sometimes makes us feel good. More often than not, keeps us pretty down to earth and a lack of ego. But once every couple of weeks, like last week or 2 weeks ago, it was a major spike. Whatever caused the jump, it was very nice to see. It was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah. So we're throwing out the wide net now. We're trying to get the BDSM market. And still use the word fisting by accident. Anyway, Substack, subscribe, all that good stuff. And you can find us on YouTube. I kind of like the YouTube thing. They throw out some nice shorts there as well. And the shorts get a lot of hits actually.
I did click on one for the first time ever. Clicked on one of our shorts recently, just yesterday actually. I had to because I just detest watching myself. So I hate myself.
No, you know,
really not a fan of the show. But I watched a bit of it. But it was fine. It was nice. It was great.
Well, the shorts are nice. In fairness,
this short seemed to go on quite a long way. What was it? It was about what something we talked. Obviously, it was about something we talked about. So it was definitely about something we talked about. What the fuck was it? Oh, I can't remember. Oh no, it was your story about the Badgers. It was the Badgers one. It was when you told the story of the Talkie Badgers and part of me was watching it, and I don't know if anyone picked up on this, but we're not suffering from the same ailments this week thus far. But I couldn't help but watch it and see just like half a second delays in our responses to each other. Possibly not enough to. I don't know. Yeah, you can definitely. I don't know how everyone's dealing with it.
It doesn't matter. They're all really happy.
But it's all good this week, everyone, because we did a test recording.
So people would say, "Why don't you do that every week?" We did, and then we stopped. Why did you stop?
But then we find out that there's a problem, and then that just fucking feeds into another half an hour trying to fix the problem. Whereas if we just kind of embrace the problem,
just flow on and just, and then we've gone too far then to do anything about the problem, and we just don't do anything about the problem. I mean, it's classic. Problem solving, problem ignoring.
And listen, if anyone has a problem, feel free to write to us on Substack.
Yes, or YouTube, or Instagram, or Facebook. And we might see the Facebook and Instagram posts sometime next year. If you're writing to us there, we'll get to it. We'll get better. We'll promise we'll get better. But for the moment, this is fun. This is all good. This is all good stuff. But we will drag you willingly with us, because I think most of you are quite willing to participate. Andy, that was a lovely little intro there. Who was that singing?
It was. So that's what you missed in my muted, when I was in the mute zone. I don't know is the honest answer. Don't know the name of the artist or the piece. Truth be known that, and I think that's good. If I'm going to kind of a few clips this week, and I'd rather not. Well, not that I don't have a choice. I don't know anyone's name.
But where did you hear them? Where did you get them?
But so basically, I did some wandering this week. I did a Friday night wander, and a Friday night open mic session is kind of rare in Berlin, because Friday night's money night anyway. So people, in my experience at least, I guess if you're going to venues for gigs and you're booking those, then it's no problem to get a slot. But trying to kind of get something for what we would be doing, whatever, a Paddy's night or just a session in the middle of the week. Bars tend to not like you doing that on the weekends. They'd rather you fill the place during the week. But anyway, this place, I went to an open mic session called The Sofa Sessions. It's run by an Irish guy called Conor Kilkelly, and he's an artist himself. And the bar where it was on, and I have to look it up here, Hank Chinaski was the name of the bar in Wedding. So I got on a train and I crossed the U8, the danger zone.
The U8 is a magical place.
And it's
full of loads of mythical creatures. It's like going on a quest. It's like it's like going on a quest through, what's that movie with David Bowie in it, where he's like The
Dark Crystal, isn't it?
I don't know, something like that, where you just meet all manner of Willow. Is it Willow? No,
I think they're both the kind of same, done with Jim Henson type puppets. So.
Yeah, and you're liable to meet any kind of less mysticism, less mythical, whimsical, less whimsical mysticism about what you meet on the U8, but nonetheless, terrifying.
There's no answer me riddles 3. That would be awesome.
Yes, the riddles are all, what's that smell?
There is
what did that person say? And are they looking at me? They're the 3 riddles that you always have to.
There has a guy that's reappeared on the U8 over the last couple of weeks who sells. I don't know I think I've talked about him before. Maybe I haven't. I once gave him. I gave him the mic at one stage to say his piece, because everyone has a piece, of course, and some people's very sad stories can, whatever. There's a lot of homeless people. I live in a city, homeless problems everywhere. But anyway, this guy's got a pitch. He's got a style. He's got long blonde hair, kind of a mad kind of, I want to say earthy look to him. Like, like he could be someone that's just choosing to be badly dressed, if you know what I mean.
I do, yeah.
As in like he works the fields. He doesn't use shampoo because it's got things in it, and and he's avoiding that. So like, there's a reason why. But I believe that he is struggling. But he sells he sells stories. He'll come up and tell you and sit down beside you, and he also smells, which is another clue to. Well, it's not another clue actually. It could be another lifestyle choice. But he sells stories, so he'll come up beside you, and he's all these different cards that he'll pull out and start writing you a story if you'll listen to him. And of course, the pitch is like, can I tell you a story about yourself? And he's not doing, he doesn't do this for fun. Well, he does it for fun, but he also does it so you'll give him money at the end.
And what's the going rate?
I don't know. I've never he once started talking, and then it just started getting deeper and deeper into kind of a nothing conversation. And I just said, I don't have any money. Okay, so like, I don't mind you telling me, because I didn't, like, oftentimes you don't have cash. Maybe I did, I don't know. But yeah, then he wandered on straight away. It's like, well, let's not waste. I won't waste your time. You won't waste mine.
Not throwing good money after bad.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so but yeah, he's an interesting. Now I see him, like he did come up to me again about like a week ago and said like, I think I know you, and I was just like, no, you don't. That was the end of it. Just like, it's also another little kind of, it's like chat up lines kind of in a way. It's is it, hey, Terry, right? Terry, is that you, Terry? Yeah, but it's a wild line. It's a wild line full of very sad cases, and sometimes dangerous cases.
Yeah, but it goes through all the greats. It's the U8 in Berlin. It goes through all the great stops. It's got so many nice places that it goes through, and I guess that's why it's got so many of the people who, as you say, are struggling a bit. They go on that because I guess it's so populated. And it's such a popular line, and maybe there's an element of security to that, and also, I don't know, maybe maybe people would have a higher chance of getting a few bob.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, they're running the numbers.
But like, I mean, you could have told him a story about yourself as well, and got the money back.
I just do that classic thing, like, I'll tell you a better one now.
I'll tell you a better one. I'll tell you Johnny. Yeah, exactly.
I think that's
Johnny
good.
Two Shits.
Just like pull out my notepad. It's just twice the size of his notepad.
Yeah. That's nothing. Let me tell you about a fella that fucking yeah, exactly. Anyway, so you went on the U8 and
U8 over to Betting, to Hank. I keep calling it Hank Chinaski. So an unusual kind of a place. It's like it's a cafe bar, I guess, because they do food there as well. As I arrived there, I think there was food. I was the last of the food was being served, and but it's kind of a coffee shop. But I think they maybe stay open at weekends, or maybe it's just for this Friday night sessions. He's been doing it since 2017. This guy, Connor Kilkelly, and it's a really, really nice setup. It's like it's a bar. Like, it's just a big open room, so it hasn't got that kind of pub feel to it, but more of a kind of, you're sitting down and everyone's sitting at tables watching, kind of like Bavul in a little way, just a bit smaller kind of. So it's not so everyone is there to watch the open mic. And he's very charming guy as well. He's very, very nice. He's really good MC. He's very good at what he does. So he starts off and he's setting up the kind of the microphone and stuff in front of the couch, the sofa. That is, he's not lying about the sofa sessions. There's a grand piano beside that, and then he works off to the right of that. It starts kind of he does it every Friday night. Starts at around 8:00, but you get up there about 7:30 to sign up on their very tiny chalkboard. And and then I think there was about 10 musicians there for a finish. Very, very nice atmosphere. Like, it's kind of expected to be quiet. And yeah, everyone's sitting at tables. So it's like, I guess if I had to hazard a guess of how many people are there, I would say probably 40, 50 people max, kind of
Okay.
who would pack into it. But and yeah, so it was a good session. He starts it off. He kicked it off himself. Like that was a person that played throughout the session. So people were jumping. It was only guitars and piano, or a few electric guitar sessions. I haven't got clips of everything. But yeah, it was just a first time ever, first Friday night session as well that I've gone to. First Friday open mic session. So now I've kind of figured I have got a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. So now I just need to find out on a
Wow.
Thursday, and I know one on Sunday as well that I haven't gone to yet because generally we're recording this on Sundays, and I tend to just leave this till the last thing to do at the weekend, which ties up Sunday
Mm.
nights. But I must make it out there for a Sunday down to this other place that people had told me about. But yeah, to come back to this one, it was a really, really nice mix of not really, I wouldn't say so much folk as much. I'd say I was probably the folkiest of all.
Did you
But I
play
don't
it?
know. To find, I did, yeah, I did. I
Oh,
didn't.
good
I have.
man.
I didn't. I'm not going to play any recordings of them because I'm just playing our usual stuff that we're kind of doing. So there's
Mm.
nothing much different to it. But
How did it go
yeah,
down?
huh?
How did it go down?
It went well, I think. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's like I go through all these things of like, okay, will I have a big thing about it now where I'll talk about it, or will I not? And I just chose not to. I made a joke about Connor Kilkelly coming on to me at the beginning, which he bounces off as well. Like, this is the thing about him. Like, and I was talking to a friend of mine, or a friend of ours that was there as well with me, and he has this like, he was saying about the Irish people and how we kind of have this ability to kind of just charm crowds. And I guess there's a lot of Irish people that, and I know they call it the gift of the gab, but this guy definitely has it as well. But there's nothing. I think there's the nice thing about it is it's just self-deprecation.
Mm.
It's where we lean into. It's just, and it's so uh what's the word, like it puts the people in the audience we always put the people in the audience almost in a position of power,
Yeah.
where we're
Yeah.
the and that immediately, I guess, makes me, and that not just in audiences, but I think in conversations as well, we are kind of just, yeah, because we knock ourselves so much, like, and don't
Mm.
leave much room for that. We're pretty much Eminem in 8 Mile when he takes all the words that guy could throw at him and then says it about himself,
Yes.
disarming him and thus becoming the champion.
Yeah. But
That's
can't get a multi-million record deal for
But
any of it.
can't.
But in that moment, Pam sweaty, something
Knees-
something, mom spaghetti. I mean, we're
Knees
exactly
weak,
like that.
arms are heavy. There's vomit
Nice.
on my sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. You fucking skipped a lot there before you got.
I didn't want to. I was gonna say I didn't want to butcher it, but I did butcher it by leaving it all out. So
Spaghetti.
my homage to Eminem, my homage was a failure. But well done. I didn't know you were going to do that.
Yeah, so it was nice. It was nice wandering over. Went over there, met a friend. Got a nice little spot at the end of, I'll call it the bar, but it's like if you coffee counter bar, but it had two little places where you could sit at the edge of it. I was sitting beside a guy at the beginning who I was going with. The person hadn't arrived yet. The person beside me, he must have watched every video on Instagram in like 30 minutes. It was quite amazing just to kind of sit beside him and kind of just, I wasn't watching what he was watching, but I couldn't help but be drawn to the light of what he was doing. And just like a pair of headphones, kind of just like blitzing his phone with kind of just like the next thing. It was numbing to watch, kind of, in a way. And but another thing that he had was, he had on the other side of his phone, he had like, do you remember when we had the Nokia 3210s or whatever it was we had, and someone figured out like you could buy this thing that like would react to, your phone you knew your phone was going to go ring because it would go something electric would get interfered with, and somehow
Yes.
people figured out that you could stick something onto the back of your phone and it would light up the second you were about to get a call. It would start flashing.
I never knew that. That bit of technology passed me by. I didn't know that.
Or at least that's what I didn't have one, and I assumed that's what was happening. But people had like lights for the back of their phones that would like disco light type of thing.
Oh.
And he had one on the back of his phone that just flashed what seemed to be, I think every time he got a message, it did a mad, like not so much like a flash for photography, but just a flash that you knew there was a party happening.
Yeah.
It was very irritating.
God, I mean, they're already like jam packed with attention getters. Do you really need to add optional extra attention getters to your phone? I don't think so.
I guess the guy was only in his mid-20s or something like that. I don't know. Some people turned up that he was going to hang out with, so he left it. It was perfect, actually. He left at the perfect time that the person I was coming with came in, and he sat down, and he sat down to he had missed, I think, Kilkelly himself performed first. He sang one of his own songs or two of his own songs, and one song that I can't remember. I didn't actually get the recorder out at that point. And when I did, I had a Zoom mic with me, but I find the Zoom mic way too. I really want to use the Zoom mic, but it's just too. I'm recording this.
Yeah.
You know, as subtle as it is, it's not subtle at all. Actually, I can't pass this thing. It's got two giant microphones at the top of it crossing over each other as a phone, and just pretend I'm kind of like, or holding it out in any direction, whereas to the earphone sitting on the side. Anyway, I got go on.
If anyone sees you recording, like, I mean, if anyone, like, it is subtle enough, you could get away with it. But if anyone spots it, it's straight away. It's like,
I keep weighing this debate up in my own head, and I don't want to go on about this too long now, because I feel like I go on about it a lot. But like, yeah, it just ruins the atmosphere to have kind of too much of the tech out there. But at the same time, I don't know, talking to people about it afterwards, like, you know, they're at an open mic to promote stuff. So I'm like in my head, well, like, I guess everyone's recording this. People whip out their phones and start recording them. Why am I worrying about my non-profit podcast being an issue for people? And I don't think I really should. I honestly, if people are turning up, this is where I've kind of landed now. And if anyone is ever listening and hears their voice and doesn't like it, please reach out and tell me, and I will take things down. But otherwise, I'm going to assume that you're pushing your music a little bit. And it's dog eat dog out there, so you got to get your edge no matter whatever way you can.
You actually, if you're into seeing dogs eat other dogs, you might see it. You might actually see it.
I get a bit of fisting and everything like that. There is no end to the amount of eye candy that you can
wonders you'll encounter. I had another question. Well, how fortunate for your friend, who I presume is a friend of mine also, came along a nice warm seat.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's already a good night.
Yes, yes.
Come in, the seat is warm.
I did have to give him I did send him a message and a heads up at the beginning saying, I'll need you on your best behavior, because open mics can be, open mics are, they're open mics. You don't know what you're going to get.
They can be hard work sometimes. Yeah.
They can be, if it's not your thing. And there was a few things that were not, I don't say necessarily my kind of thing as well. But
yeah,
everyone's very talented at this one. I have to say, like, everyone was very. I'm not saying that about myself now. I let the people judge it. But yeah, everyone was a lot of talent and a lot, very international. I'm more international, I think, than what I can't actually put my finger on why it was different, but I think it was just the style of music that was played wasn't so folky. It was like, because you have the grand piano there, and I guess a lot of people that frequent this cafe bar, because because there's a grand piano there, it probably fits a lot of stuff that they want to do every so often. So it's kind of it's just so if even if you are a classical guitar player, there's people in the circles that are kind of musicians that are in need of a piano and a grand piano and a place to perform in front of people where they can try out new stuff that isn't, like wherever grand pianos are usually hanging. Is there a difference between a grand piano? Am I wrong for saying grand piano? Is there a difference between a grand piano and just a grand piano is the big massive one with a back on it, and where you can see
that's it's low and flat, like low and long, is it?
Yeah. It's kind of got a triangular shape if you were to kind of look at it from top down.
Yeah. Isn't it, I presume there is more of a difference than just the shape. I know it's like this in the upright piano, just the soundboard is vertical, and the grand piano, the soundboard is horizontal.
In any case,
I think they're generally made of the same basic components, but the grand, I mean, if something's called grand, it's probably quite nice.
Grande.
Basic bullshit piano. Mark that as well.
So, he performed first. And then, it was like 2 songs per person. Very nice atmosphere, kind of like, he promotes the idea of just we cheer everyone. Doesn't matter what people do when they come up here, because people are coming here to either test out songs for the first time ever, or indeed are coming to kind of try out the stuff that they've done in the past but have refined it, or indeed just want to just come up and play some songs. So he kind of sets a really nice tone, and he's just got a lovely manner about him. He's quite busy online as well. Like you can actually find him. I'll probably post it when I'm putting the slides together, or the post production. Killkelly.net. So he's got a couple of stuff up there as well that is he does a blog, he does his own shows, he does music for movies. He's when you come onto the Killkelly homepage, you're met with kind of something from some Irish film festival. A little bit of a bio of him. Hello, I give all my audio away for free here. I do this as I'm a firm believer in the return to direct patronage in music over streamers who pay a pittance. You can join the fold here. There's bootlegs and pre-release there. Some extra writings and perks via newsletters too. Much love, Connor.
He's a good-looking fella too.
Good-looking fella, yeah. And
easy on the eye, I'd say, for the ladies or the men. Whichever,
You've got a song there on YouTube, The Prick and the something. The Prick and the Pet. But there's the Prick and the something. I can't remember I can't see what it is. But anyway, let me play. But he had a couple of friends there. There was one, he seems to have a nice circle of people as well, like a very, very interesting musicians that are knocking around. And one of them was a guy who's actually moving back to Italy. I didn't get talking to him. He was sitting beside us for the whole day, or for the whole evening. I did notice him asking for a sandwich at the beginning. They said the kitchen was closed. He went and got himself a pizza, started eating in the restaurant, and they had to be like, hey, no eating that pizza in our restaurant.
Okay.
But however, Harry Tomei was his name. That's the only actual name I have for tonight. And he played a song on the guitar, and he's played a song on the piano. I got the nicer recording of the piano. Here's a little bit of Harry Tomei. I like that. Got some vocals there. Got some pipes.
Yeah, he's well able to throw it out there, isn't he? That's Tomei, is it? That's the Italian fella.
Harry Tomei. Yeah, he's living in Berlin, but he's moving back to, I think, Rome. He said, moving back to Rome. He's after getting a job in Rome. It's his second time to move away out of Berlin. So there's talk of him back. But yeah, he was I'd say maybe early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s at most. But he looked maybe 18, and just another one of these very, very gifted musicians. But you could tell kind of by the way he was. I kind of had that feeling that he was going to be a good singer, and he seemed to be able to kind of very much hold his notes very. I love this breakdown of he could hold his notes. You're getting all the good stuff here, everyone. Hold those notes.
Well, I mean, that's what I do think that's a legitimate thing to say about a singer, to describe them as being good.
Maybe I'm just getting insecure about my own notes, holding my notes.
Well, I think you can hold your notes. You can hold your notes as well as the next man. Don't be putting yourself down, Andrew.
And I did, Ed. I sang to be announced song name Odyssey. It was going at one point, but I think
Dorothy's Odyssey.
Dorothy's Odyssey, yeah, but I don't.
I love that
name. I don't like the name. No, not particularly. No, It's too on the nose. It's too on the nose. What it sounds like, which is is something to do with the Wizard of Oz when it's nothing to do with the Wizard of Oz, but it somehow grew into this kind of parallel story of Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. If you know what I mean? I feel like Dorothy's Odyssey is just too much on the nose. I'd rather actually more so lean towards. I have a name for the song that it's more. I want to call it The Mount, and I'm not going to explain why.
Let's just call it The Fisting and just get it over with. We all know where this is leading.
But I want to call it. I think I'm going to call it The Mount because it really. I did think about it. Okay, and just because this is your initial reaction, I may have to get back to the drawing board again.
Yeah. No, don't. Just add on to it the vigorous mount. It just needs another little adjective there. just another little word.
Because I can have a follow up then, the dismount. That can be a B-side.
The reluctant dismount.
Anyways, but that was I can't remember. Yes, I sang that song. I think that went really well. Oh yeah, I wanted to say this at the beginning when you were asking. Like, I have no idea how it goes because that's how I got onto this. Was like, I just kept my head down and just walked back to my seat. And like, you can sometimes hear people saying, "Oh, that was lovely," but like you're kind of like, "Thank you, head down, just get back to my seat and sit down," like, because it's, there's no the next person is getting up behind you, so there's no point in like, I'm not a politician and stopping shaking hands, and it just feels odd. So and you can't read the room. It's a really nice setup with the speaker system and the kind of setup he has in terms of microphone is really, really nice and really well done. I did listen back to my own recording. I had it recording back where I was sitting, and it's spot on. But it's like I said, hard to know. Did that, and I did Morally Superior as well.
Very good.
It's funny how Morally Superior sometimes goes, because it's like sometimes I think people get it and some people don't, which is probably a sign of a great song. Yeah, I can sense an element of discomfort. Sometimes I get a sense of like, oh, people are hopping to this. Like, like I've played that song and people are just like really banging their feet off the ground and getting into it. And I've played it also on other times where I can just sense the discomfort in people. And I don't like whether they feel I'm talking about them, whether they feel like I'm actually saying I'm morally superior to all you dumb motherfuckers out there. Or I can't tell, because of course they're hearing the song, "Oh no, tell me you're still there. I was alive. I was alive. I was alive. I was alive. I was alive." I hope that are you still there?
I am still here, yes. It went into silence, and then I came back and you were singing, which was lovely.
All right, nice. So we got 33 minutes in. I'll have a look at that one. I probably won't, but it seems like it reconnected. I think we're back in the room again. Oh God, no, we're not. Fuck. So everybody, it seems the internet is not our friend. This is a dangerous, dangerous time. He's reconnected again, so he's back in the room, I think, again. No, he's still frozen there. Fuck this for a game of soldiers. Okay, he's back in the room again, and he's frozen again. Nope, he's back.
Well, it's just one of these things, isn't it? What can you do?
What can you do? I'll tell you what I can do.
Well, we'll just plow on. We'll see how it goes.
So it goes. All right. So,
but sorry, you were saying like the way where we left it there was, you think sometimes people think you're talking to them about them,
or the song just creates a little bit. I can't tell why. I'm only hypothesizing there, but I can just sense a discomfort.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's quite interesting. Anyways, but both songs went well, and. I was on like 8th or something like that, and I haven't got much from the people that were before me, but I do have I have 2 more clips from the night. One
nice.
being Kilkelly. He talked about a friend of his who was here in the bar, and it's a pretty ballsy step to go to say that this is the best guitar player I've ever seen in my life. From someone who's very, very accomplished guitar player himself. And when I was talking to our friend, I always feel weird, our friend, we both agreed that like when someone does that to you, I don't know what it is about human nature, but it's like you almost want not to like this person.
Yeah.
You've been. It's like telling someone this is the greatest movie you'll ever see, and it's like, oh, that's fucking annoying to be told that. No, a little bit,
Yeah.
It's got to a height now that I won't be able to reach, and I'm going to be disappointed. Whereas if it left me alone, I would have been fine. I would have got there myself. But you didn't.
Yeah. You robbed me of the journey.
Yeah, exactly. However, this guy got up and no singing. It's hard to really. I think he did it enough through his music, and I hope you can imagine what you're seeing on the stage here. And I know I've said this phrase before about just like fingers dancing all over the fretboard, but this person was just phenomenal. The only thing I could think of the whole time I was listening to was back in 2010, 11 in London when we played a Paddy's Day gig, and our French friend played Bohemian Rhapsody. He was classically guitar trained, and I will never forget seeing him just play each note like he was singing the song almost, but just with a guitar. And this is how this person was with Somewhere Over the Rainbow. But not only that, so to watch him was an absolute treat, but to watch his interactions with the crowd as he was doing this extremely complicated. Now I'm bigging the fucking thing up, doing the exact same thing I fucking get over. But anyway, here it is. Beautiful.
Do you know what's great about that there is that because I'd say of our technical difficulties earlier, I can't actually hear that clip. And I remember this happening before. So I just hear silence, but I know when the episode comes out, it'll be there. You know what I mean? So this is the shoestring fucking shit that we have to put up with on a weekly basis, everybody. This is what, but I'm such a pro, and we are such pros that we just sit through it, just because I know it's going to be nice.
Well, that's gonna put pay to a couple of the things that are gonna be. I wanted to share with you.
That doesn't. No, I think you should just plow on. Definitely, but I don't want to. I could just pretend I heard it and go that was, and just.
I hear you.
Put some generic kind of. It's fantastic. Jesus.
Well, we could do it a different way. So we could, if you wanted to. We could do it that as I'm talking now, I could just send you the clips very quickly. So when I hit play this side, that you can quickly hit play on your phone if you have it beside you.
Yeah. That's a good idea, Andy. That's
go on. How's your week been while I'm doing that? You tell me how your week's been.
My week's been fine, right? But I went and played a session in the Westford Ho, and it was lovely. It was a really, really nice session, and not much to report really, but just an enjoyable time. And actually, I sang a song that I usually don't learn new cover songs much anymore, but if a song is sufficiently easy, I learn it. So I learned Bob Dylan's, you know that song, "The Man in Me." You know that one from The Big Lebowski.
Sing a little bit of it.
Man in me will do nearly any task, and as for compensation, there is little he would ask. It takes a woman like you to get through to the man in me. Know that one?
Yes, I do.
It's very nice, and you get to sing la 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 la.
Oh, right.
It's fun, really fun to sing.
We talked about that actually at the session on Friday night about how much you can get away with just like when you're not scatting or you're not, when you're just kind of going la, just putting humming the harmony of what you just sang to fill out another 60 seconds.
Goes quite well.
We were debating. Sometimes it works, and sometimes you feel a bit. I guess it depends on how you're feeling the song. Like it's how you're experiencing the song.
Yeah.
Which can give you, which will give you, will let you give the artist a little more leeway in terms of what they're allowed to do.
It's all about power. It's all about do you hold the power or does the song hold the power? And I felt like I held the power in this one because I was just kind of enjoying it, So you kind of wasn't embarrassed about it. And then so that was a nice thing. And then the kids' sports is back on now as well. So it's back to the sidelines. And I don't know if you've heard this, but I think we're going on something like 50 days of rain nearly in Ireland now. It's like
I haven't heard that.
It's something like that. It's like we haven't had a dry day. One day where there's been no rain in the last 50 days, I think, or something like that. Which makes standing on the sideline all the more enjoyable. But I was doing this, and then you're talking to parents, and I've got a couple of parents now that I kind of are really nice to chat to, and I enjoy chatting to them. But I did this weird thing that I always kind of let myself down a little bit sometimes, where I'm in a situation and this other fella came along who I know from a different circle. Like, he was there working in the GA field. So I know him from like a different thing that I used to do, this other music thing. But I haven't met him in, must be a year, I'd say. And I just, I said, I saw him. He came within like 5 feet of me, and I said, how are you, Brendan? Like that. Now, did you hear what I said there?
Yes, I did. How are you, Brendan? With confidence, yes. Your name is Brendan and I know you.
Yeah. And that was that. Went back chatting to your man. And then I was getting into the car later on, and out of nowhere, the thought came to me, that man's name is not Brendan. That man's name is James. It came so clear. And I was like, fuck you, brain. Where were you fucking half an hour ago? Like, what the fuck was that you just did to me? Like, unsolicited.
And the brain lets you have that confidence. It was like
such confidence.
I got this.
It was. I just wanted to. I was like, I suppose I should just leave the country now. I suppose.
When's the next time you're going to run into James?
Like I said, it has been a year. It was a chance meeting, but I mean, I'm going to see him again, and I'm going to have to really over egg the pudding with the name James now every time. Hi, James, Jimmy boy, Jimmy, yeah, hey, James. But it was
drop him a random text saying, "Do you know what I thought of James the other day when after I ran into you?" And just something, just throw it in there.
But I can't remember what it was. Anyway, nice talking to you, James. Anyway, James, for listening to this, you're probably not.
Over elaborate story of like why you confused his name. I'll tell you a right one, James. I have a brother, right, whose name is Brendan. Now, Brendan is whatever James's work is. You can just as you said, over egg the pudding. We were actually hanging out last Friday, or I don't know what day it was, but whatever way the conversation did, Pauline turned to me. She just went, My sister's having a baby. whatever it was we were talking about, and it immediately just bowled me over laughing, reminding me of the time that I struggled to come up with an excuse as to why I couldn't meet some guy to sell a car. You remember this?
I do.
I couldn't
The exact
remember.
same sentence nearly.
Yeah, I couldn't, and I hadn't thought of it in years. And whatever the scenario was that presented itself, I just went, "Yeah, my sister's having a baby." So I was because for those of you that are hearing it for the first time, I was selling my car or something, and for some reason I didn't want to meet the guy at the time. I think I was having a good time. I think we were hanging out or drinking or something like that, and rather than just saying I can't meet, I struggle to disappoint people, so I feel like I need to make them empathize with me.
Yes,
and the empathy came in the form of my sister's pregnancy, which her brother had to be part of.
Well, it wasn't pregnancy; it was gone into labour.
Gone into
labour.
She got to come. My sister's.
Yeah, I'd say the German guy was like, "So."
I didn't elaborate on my role, so I guess he went away, assuming I'm a doctor, and I very weirdly took my sister's.
A doctor with really fucked up boundaries.
It's all again. I was probably drinking. Could have even been drunk. So I don't know. And it was was the conversation in German? Like as bad as my German is now, it was worse back then. So no, I think I said it in English. Actually.
You said it in English. I remember being there.
Were you there? Were you listening to me as I said these words?
Yeah, because what happened was you were in the sitting. You were decided I'm going to sell this car, which you had in Berlin, and but you hadn't really decided on a price. You know what I mean? So it was me and another guy, another friend. We were kind of laughing because it was like you hadn't really thought about a price or something like that. And we kind of our laughter kind of dissuaded you from saying, you're like, oh fuck, I'm just not ready for this, you know? So in an attempt to put it off, you rang this guy and were like, instead of saying I can't meet or whatever, you just said, my sister's just gone into labor. And we didn't know you were going to say that before you started the call. We thought you were just going to cry off, you know? And instead you just go with this fucking elaborate lie for this stranger who didn't give a shit.
for this shitty car who he probably didn't really want, but like saw it as parts. Oh yeah, you need me in those negotiation rooms. Get Andy. We need Andy in.
Keep him guessing. He definitely did not see that coming. That's for sure. And so was this a similar situation that was this old trope was being used to get out of a situation?
I can't remember the context of what we were talking about, but I think it was about making excuses. For some reason, there was a conversation, and it just completely, and it just bent me over because I hadn't thought of that in ages. You know, when something comes in, when something's a thing for a long time. I think, like for example, in my relationship, I think like Borat quotes were for a long time, just almost like just a staple of how we communicate. And it just fizzles out and it moves on to something else. I don't know, you have kids and then you stop having fun. No, that's not true.
And then it comes back though, but then the Borat,
it does
someone will drop a Borat quote.
Exactly.
Like, that's hilarious.
Exactly. Or indeed someone will talk about your pregnant sister's labor, intense labor situations, and that just brings it all back. So I do, Poor old at least, James's torment and Brendan.
Yeah. But isn't it like I was so disgusted with whatever alter ego is in there manning the fucking switches in my head that like half an hour later was like, hey, you didn't call that guy Brendan, did you? Because that you do know that's not his name, right? I was like, who's saying that? I
wonder
who said that.
I wonder how James took it.
James did not take it well because in hindsight, I kind of thought in the moment I was like, oh, he's not up for chatting. But of course, he was only up for chatting for people who fucking know his name. He just went away. He just did his thing and he fucking walked. And then I was like, he usually stopped to see how I was getting on. And he just bailed. So super.
Yeah, it's hard. We shouldn't be put out, should we? Though we shouldn't, especially after a year. But I don't know how well you know this person. It's kind of insulting, isn't it?
It is a bit insulting, you know. Not if you know me. It's not. If you know me, it's not insulting because you know I'm told fuck up with names. So you shouldn't be insulted. But the thing was, right, I'll tell you what, the other little social element to all this was, I was in front of another person displaying that I had another social circle to this person who I have another social. So it was like very pitch and chest moment to me.
Little fucking peacock going around the
exactly. And it was all fucking lies. It's all based on just lies.
Sidelines of the match. Wrong? Fucking sister daughters out there fucking tearing up fucking chunks of the grass.
Hiya, Brendan. How's the knee? Huh? Oh, just like inquiring of all this. I can
imagine you falling into it, like not necessarily a cliche, but like you are a cliche when you're on the sidelines, you know, and when you're with a load of parents, as well as you might get on with them, you're still kind of not their best friend, so you're still falling into colloquial cliches.
Yeah, you have there's a kind of a shallow well of subject matter initially. That you can talk about, and you have to break past that. And in fairness, now I broke past that with a few of them. It's nice. So we've kind of we can go a bit deeper, but but yeah, it was just I reflected on it for a while because I love doing that to myself, torturing myself like that. And I was like, everything that this other guy saw was a lie. Was false. Was smoke and mirrors. I was like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. I was nothing. I was a pathetic man. Hiding behind
servant of the snake, if you will.
Oh, I disgusted myself. I just wanted to fucking get like a scouring pad and just fucking scrape all the skin off my body and just throw myself into a vat of acid and then go, I'm doing this for you, James.
Well,
shit, Brendan. No, it is James. Shit.
Speaking of throwing yourself into vats of acid and not being able to contain your disgust for oneself, the person that I went to the Friday night sessions was pretty well behaved, and I would say like we agreed on many things in terms of the night and songs that didn't grab us. Like for example, people using the word love in the first 5 words of their song sometimes gets me a little bit because I'm like, I don't know, my description was like, I'll figure out what the song is. Now saying that, I'm
this song is called I Love Getting People's Names Wrong.
But in the last song of the evening, which was sang by Conor Kilkelly himself, again, he got up, he tried to get other people to close the show. There was nobody coming up. It wasn't actually his fault because a guy who had a name actually, which I just remembered in this moment. Do I have a clip? I'll play him at the very end. His name is something Shinobi. That's fucking amazing. Have Shinobi. You remember Shinobi? Do you remember Shinobi, the arcade game Shinobi?
No, I don't. But I do love that name.
Shinobi. Shinobi like was this amazing arcade game, like back when arcade games and going to arcades was a thing. Like, you know, if you were a ninja that would fire ninja stars, he was able to shoot ninja stars and do karate and stuff like that. And anyway, his last name
I don't even have that context, but there's something about the name. You know, the way something rubs you the wrong way, that rubs me the right way.
Yeah, it does, and he would have rubbed you the right way too. He was a bit. I have a little bit of a clip to play for him that he played. He was a pianist and only, and I kind of missed a lot of his performance because I played straight. I was playing just before him, so when I finished, I was just dying to get out for some fresh air. So I went outside after mine and just kind of chatted with some people outside, and then went back in. So I only caught the end of his performance, but he had written his name on the tiny blackboard, and his name was something Shinobi. The host thought there was another artist called Shinobi. Turned out there wasn't, but he had set the whole thing up for this is the final act. The final act had already played. So he said, okay, I'll play something. So he got up and he played something. It was quite nice actually, but he gave out to himself and a lot about being out of tune. So that was fine. So you should get your clips ready on your phone.
I have them ready, yeah. Which one? You've sent me 4.
There's one that's 40 seconds long. I guess like so. There's a couple of things that I wanted to show you in this, but one of them is so he got up and he performed. I'll come out and say it. He performed "Dirty Old Town," and I was like, oh wow, interesting. Like, you know, because this night, as you could heard from the piano and stuff, it wasn't a "Dirty Old Town" kind of vibe to it. Yeah. But he's Irish, and I believe he plays a lot of Irish folk himself. So he got up and he invited Harry Tomei to come up and play piano with him. So I was like, oh, this is nice. Like, this is not planned. This is gonna, and he performed "Dirty Old Town." Now he did not perform "Dirty Old Town" in the traditional way. He performed it in the way he wanted to. So if you listen to that now,
Okay.
I'll play it as well. But yeah, okay, all right, let's listen to it.
You know I'll chop you down like an old dead tree, like that dirty old town. Chop the whole thing of me. Now it's a dirty old town, that dirty old town. Oh, it's a dirty old town, that dirty old town.
Nice. So I don't know where Ed is in terms of the,
Yeah. That system worked, Andy. Good job.
We are problem solvers. So as the song started, the person that I was with was struggling. He had bottled up a lot of his energy the whole night in terms of, like, I don't want to say he's a cynical person. He would not like to be called a cynical person, but we're all cynics in our own little ways. Everyone's a cynic. And he did not like the way this song was being pulled from the depths of, like, the factory worker, the dirty town, and it was being sweetened.
Okay.
And whatever, we talked at length, and I kind of liked the version of it. Would I go out and buy an album of this? And probably not. But when it comes to a live version of someone that's kind of, as I said to you already, you'll give a bit of leeway to someone when they have kind of proven themselves to kind of to be a performer, and someone that's, like, very likable and also is getting up to perform a song by themselves. You can't just get up and do it in the way we would do it. I would never get up and sing Dirty Old Town by myself like that.
Okay.
In general, I'd want kind of support, or we'd have, like, flute player, we'd have a cello, something that really builds it up, like, but when I'm doing it by myself, maybe you want to, and I'm sure you've done this with songs as well. You've kind of taken a song and you've just done it in a slower way, just to kind of make it a bit different. But he couldn't. And I actually have two clips that you're not going to hear. They're only a second long on your phone, but they're basically, I call them on the dashboard here, growl 1 and growl 2, because I asked him, like, can I take out the growls that you did of, like, discuss, like the and I had to cut a whole load of it stuff because he wouldn't stop talking over it, because he was like, this is a travesty to the people of Birmingham or Manchester. Sorry, Manchester. Anyway, so I found it funny, but I actually liked the version of Dirty Old Town. I thought it was quite sweet, and I thought it was just a nice way to close out a gig. Like, there was no way you're going to play Dirty Old Town in the way, you just, whatever it is, you just want to, it's an open mic, you kind of have to do something a little bit different as well. So that was Kilkelly finishing the night. So I can't talk highly enough, and we've only got 2 minutes to go. And sorry, I took over a lot of this, and I know you were at a session this week. So, really good session for a Friday night. There's so much music on in Berlin, like, it's just pulling yourself off the couch and fucking going out and seeing it. But well worth a trip over to Wedding. Nice venue and different kind of open mic. But yeah, good session. I should play. You can't hear growl 1 and growl 2. For the record, I'll just let people at home. Here's growl 1. So you probably won't hear it, but that's more of a my fucking god, I can't handle this shit, kind of that. And the second one, growl 2. Growl 2 is him going like, I need to keep it inside or I'm going to explode with anger at the way this song is being played. Anyway, listen, I'm going to close out with the piano piece. You can hear this on your phone, everyone. I hope you have a nice week. Kilkelly, Sofa Sessions in Berlin. closing credits are happening now, in case you're wondering.
Oh, that was beautiful. Really beautiful piano music.
Really, yeah. It was an altogether.
What a weird way to describe piano music.
It's cool. It's nice. It's and talk about like value for money. You get like amazing artists. And it's throw a $5 or $10 into the box. We've got 3 seconds left, Ed. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.